Right, grade 10, so we are going to look at section C of the practical assessment task, and what we're going to be doing firstly is to just evaluate what we have done on the computer. So there you should have a picture and the cover page nicely done with your own font. Here's my index page which I've done, and my management plan, and now I filled in all the different dates in the spots here. So I can just, for an example, use the dates there, and then that would be filled as well, all the dates that I did the various components of the pack or the sections. And then here I've written my design brief according to the guides that I had here in bulleted format, and I have developed my specifications from there, my 10 specifications, which includes constraints as well. They are very similar, that's why they are basically joined as a unit here. And then if you have more than 10, it is quite fine, but the minimum should be 10. During our research, we've done 3 research pages, and the first one being the layout of the 2-bedroom house, and I've done my layout, one layout, and I've copied some information there about my layout. I've done my second part, which is my layout of small open plan kitchens, one picture that I've pasted there and a little bit of information that I've copied over. And then the third one should be the aluminium doors and windows, a one page as well. There are my windows. I've got a few pictures there actually, and then I've got a little bit of information. And just remember that this is very important, that every time I copied, I also copied the link attached to that specific page in here as your bibliography. Then we have to get to this last page of the computerized part, and there you will see that there's a selecting of a final solution heading here, and there's a rating scale of good, which amounts to 4, average 3, and below standard would be 2, and very poor work or poor evaluation would be 1. You have your design 1 and your design 2, which you've done already. These are the descriptors we're going to be looking at: your layout, your space, your placing of the doors and windows pad. And then we're going to total it, and you're going to put a specific rating in here, and then eventually you are going to total it. Okay, and just an example of how to do that. We are now going to look at our 2 designs. So in front of me I have my 2 designs which I've developed, design number 1 and design number 2, and I'm going to put them in front of me, and then I'm going to evaluate them according to my descriptors that I have. I just want to show you what I'm talking about. So I could say the layout of the first one, if I look at it, I'm going to give the say 3, and the layout of the other one maybe 2 as an example. And so I can look at space and perhaps say better space there, that one is 4 and this one is 3. And then placing of the doors and windows, that is a 4 for me perhaps, and then there's going to be a 3 for that one. And then I'm going to total it, that is 11, and that is going to be 8. And that will give me an indication as to which one I would select as a final. So drawing number 1. Now here I'm going to write a paragraph, and I've made provision for that, so you can actually delete that and just start by saying I choose design. I just want to redo that. Design 1, and you're going to give me reasons why, and your reasons could be based on the layout is better than design number 2 and why, your space is better than design number 2, and your placing of your doors specifically in the venues would be better than 2. So you can just elaborate about 3 or 4 sentences why you're choosing that one. Okay, and at the end of that, that would then conclude that computerized section. Okay, this is merely a declaration of authenticity where you're going to type in the name of your school, your name, and eventually when you print it, you will sign here and put the date down there to say that this work that you've done here belongs to you and you've done it yourself. Okay, now we are actually going to look at design number 1, which you have chosen. So this was the design that you've chosen. So what we are going to do is, this must be copied over, but not freehand this time. It must be with drawing equipment according to a scale of 1:50, the real scale of 1:50. And everything that you see here in freehand, the windows, the doors, the cupboards, the labels must all be, the dimensions must all be transferred over neatly onto your A4 page. Now we're going to put this A4 page, what I believe is in portrait format, like that. So I'm going to start at the bottom here by fixing my page onto my board, and then I'm going to start drawing that specific drawing over. Okay, let's do that quickly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my drawing and I'm going to take my calculator, and all the dimensions here I will divide by 50. So just an example, 8690 divided by 50, and that's going to give me 173, which I can round off to 174. We're not going to be too pedantic about the measurement there. You can just round all the dimensions off. So I'm going to do all my dimensions here firstly to a scale of 1:50, and then I'm going to draw it to a scale on my page here. Okay, let's do that. There are all my dimensions scaled down. So I'm going to start maybe in this corner over here and work up and work this way to get my shape. So I'm moving that out of the way. I'm going to start here with a single line right close to the bottom. So there's my faint line, and I'm going to perhaps draw a line right there. Then I'm going to measure the 130 that I need to have in here. There's going to be my 130. 0 on there, that's going to be my 130. I will take it up. And on this side here, I'm going to have 150, which is going to be there, and I'm going to take that way, and then on top here 173, so 173 is going to be there, and then it's going to come down. It comes down by 50. My 50 is going to be there, and then I'm taking that in. So there I've drawn my outline, and I know that this wall thickness here is about 4 millimeters. So if I measure 4 here, 4 millimeters, and there's my 4. I'm going to measure all around here and put in my 4 millimeter thickness of the wall there. I'm going to here at the bottom, 4 millimeters there. I'm going to take it up. Measure that, 4 millimeters there, and then the 4 millimeters here as well. Right around, that will indicate. And then there I'm going to have 2 millimeters across here for my inside wall there. Okay, there is my outside perimeter of my design, and now I'm going to put in my inside walls. I probably want it here in the middle, so I'm just going to estimate where my middle is and put the line there for now, and that's going to be an inside wall of 2 millimeters there. There's my 2 millimeters, and then I'm going to divide this room more or less in the middle there as well. I'm going to start with a line like that, and I'm going to draw a 2 millimeter line like that. That forms my walls there. I'm then going to put in all my doors. Now my doors, I know it's one here, one there, and one there. It's all going to be 18 millimeters. So I'm probably going to do an 18. I'm going to start by opening up there and there, and maybe just draw a faint line like that there and a faint line like that, and put in 18 millimeters. So that's 18 there. Open it up, and then I'm going to have an 18 on this side here, where I'm going to open it up, and then I'm going to use my compass. Let's do my compass quickly. So I'm going to put my compass on the one edge, and I'm just going to draw that there, and I'm going to put my compass on there, and I'm going to draw that there. That's going to be my door. Then I'm just going to highlight. So I'm going to put in my doors, the other doors here quickly. Okay. So here I've included all 4 my doors with a swing, and a little bit of a thick line, a double thick line here for my actual door, and that's the swing over there. And now I'm going to put in my windows. So I want 2 windows here on these walls here. The windows can be your own size. I'm going to make 1, 2, 3 windows, 4 the same size, and a smaller window. 1, 2, 3, 4 the same size, and a smaller window. Maybe half of that size over there, because it's a bathroom window. So let me go and do a perfect window in the middle of this building. So maybe I'm going to do a window of, say, 30, and I'm going to cut off 30 millimeters there and cut off 30 millimeters here. So what I'm going to do also is maybe to erase the outside line, just the outside line, so that I don't have 3 lines there. I'm opening it up dark with a 1 millimeter offset for my window sill. There we go. And then I'm going to draw my window sill first, dark in there, and then I'm going to put 2 lines perfectly in the middle there, and just there. And so I'm going to fit in all my other windows in here, and a smaller window over there of your own size. You can decide how wide you want your windows. Let's do that quickly. I've included all my windows at the specific points as they are on my design. The next thing would be just the accessories. Would be the cupboard, the fixtures and features in my bathroom, and my sink, and then also my table. I can add my fridge and so on and so forth. Let's do that all quickly. So there are all my features put in my bathroom, and I've also taken the liberty of darkening all my walls. Please make sure that you don't darken this area over there, that this area is not darkened here, can be left faint or light. The line outside your door, that must be darkened. Your outside door must be darkened. And what you can do after you have completed your dark lines for your walls is that you can actually use a color again instead of the hatching. And the coloring must be really neat this time. So you're going to color in your entire garage walls using a red color specifically, very neatly, instead of doing the hatching. The hatching is only for the exam, but the color is for the pat. I'm going to color in my entire drawing now. After I've colored all my walls, it looks like that. Then I have just a few more items that I need to include in my floor plan, and that would be the labeling of each room and any extra items that I need to put in here as well, which includes my dimensioning. I'm going to do that very quickly. There are my dimensions which I've included, and those are the real dimensions according to my design. And then I've also included my labeling inside my house now, neatly printed in capital letters between two 5mm lines: bathroom, dining room, bedroom 1 and 2, with whatever floor finish you have there, tiles, carpet and so forth and so on. I am going to print here my floor plan. So floor plan will be printed here. I'm just writing very fast, and my scale is very important, is 1:50. There's my scale. Alright, and the very last thing that you're going to add would be the electrical components. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a switch and a light in each room and one wall socket here in each of these rooms, and I'm going to put a light in this room with a wall socket here as well, and this is going to be a double switch which will work for the inside bathroom. And here I'm going to have a double again with a fluorescent light in the kitchen and an outside light there, and I'm going to put my DB box right in this corner. Okay, that's what I'm going to do, and I'm going to do that in red for you to see, but you have to do everything in pencil. Okay, let's do that quickly. And so I've included all my electrical components. Once again, a double pole switch for this fluorescent light over there in the middle, and for my outside light, as you can see here, just above the door. Then I have two wall sockets, semicircles with one line and a line going slant for my connections here, the microwave or whatever I want to put here. There I'm going to have a light with a double switch here that serves for that light and the bathroom light, because you don't have a switch inside the bathroom. There is a wall socket in that corner. You can put those anywhere that you want to. Two wall sockets anywhere in the room, but you will see that my light switches, single pole, would be here. As you open the door, you have it right here for you to switch on the light. So that would connect to the light bulb that you see there. And all my connections here are wavy lines done freehand. All these components are freehand, neatly done. Then you have concluded on that specific drawing. Now we are going to do the front view, which is this side here and that part up here, and I want to move that up there. So that is where we are going to do the front view of that drawing there, which basically would be able to give you an idea of what it looks like from the front, in accordance with our instruction page, which you've seen, that the front part with the two garage doors that are there. So I'm going to set it up quickly for you. There it is. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to create a natural ground level, and I'm going to write the NGL, both sides, NGL in the corner. I am going to take up my wall side here, my wall side there, faintly, and also when I stand here, there's a wall right here as well, which I'm going to take up like that there. From my floor level to my ceiling will be 3,000, and I need to show you where we will have that 3,000 from the instruction manual. That instruction comes from this document over here, and I just want to point that out to you. That information here that you will find in your instruction manual, 3,000 divided by 50, which you have to do as well, and get your structure here. Okay, so 3000 divided by 50 on my calculator gives me 60, so I'm going to go 60 up. Here's my 60 line, and I'm going to draw the top part, which is my part that I see here. That's my bottom, my natural ground level. That's my top of my wall, which I've done. And then you will find that here is the height till the top of my window and door. If you have windows and door here in the front section, will be 2 meter 150 divided by 50 will give you 43. And your 43 I'm going to measure. 43 is going to be there, and that's going to be my height of my windows and doors. Now in my situation, I want to be very clear that I don't, if you look at my design, I do not have windows and doors here. So basically I can just conclude my drawing as is by darkening this top part there and darkening this side over here, because I don't have any doors nor do I have any windows in there. So that is going to conclude my view, which is my south elevation, and I'm going to print south elevation here. That would then conclude my drawing. That I can dark, that's my natural ground level. I just need a 3 millimeters up here, which I'm going to measure for my inside of my house. 3 millimeters is there, and there I'm going to draw a long, short, long, short. That shows the floor finish inside the house there. Okay, that would conclude my drawing, learners. But hypothetically, if you had windows in here, for example, if I take my second design and perhaps you discover that, that you have a window in here, then you have to take that window up from the bottom. Now, let me give you an example. If you take that window up, say that window comes up like that there. There's my window. The drop of that window is your own, so I can drop it like that there. There I drop it, and then I'm going to put my top in there. I'm going to do my sides. Depends on how many windows you have on this bottom end here. If there's another window, you have to bring that window up as well. So if, for example, you had a window here at the bottom, you bring it up, you drop. If you perhaps have a window here, you know, facing this side, because you are literally looking at this design like that. If you have a window here and it's a smaller window for your bathroom, you will have the same height. It has to come up from that view there. Say for example it's that, and you're probably not going to drop it that low because bathroom windows are very high, but windows and door heights are the same. So there's going to be that window over there. All you can do, you can just do a double line there that will indicate your window sill which you have there. Right? Just another thickness to that double section there. If you perhaps have a door here, let me give you an explanation. If you have a door here which you've done, you have to bring the size of the door up, and I want to show you. So hypothetically I've got a door coming up. There's my door, it's 18. It's going to be 18. All you do is you're going to fill in the door like that. On my, and that's going to be on my finished floor level. L, that's my finished floor level, and you're going to get the door height in the same line as your window, should you have a door in that view that you're drawing. Alright, if you don't have anything, you're going to have nothing in here. That is just the ceiling height. The roof will start there, which we're not going to draw. That is your natural ground level, and that concludes that south elevation that you have there. What you can, however, do, learners, which will allow you to do, is to add some color. You can add that green color there. You right, all around the doors. I'm going to color in my drawing very neatly, and so I've concluded my coloring in of my south elevation. And then finally I need to zoom in on a section through the foundation, and that drawing is going to be to a scale of 1:10. Okay, let's do that quickly. I'm going to remove this page now because that's completely done. All I need to ask you is to please put a border around it if you can. That would be appreciated. If you can't here, it's fine, just where you can put a border around it. So that's going to be out of the way now, and I'm going to add another A4 page in that format, which is portrait format. I'm going to attach that to my drawing pad, and now I'm going to copy the section through the foundation, just to zoom in on that bit of detail there. So let me show you what the section is going to be looking like, the dimensions. So the section through foundation will be that instruction there, drawn over here on this page to a scale of 1:10. So all you have to do is, with these values here, is just basically take the 0 at the back away to scale it to 1:10. So let me put it there for a moment, and I'm going to start my drawing basically at a I'm going to use a specific point, as I've mentioned. So I'm going to start here at the bottom by drawing a line. I'm going to start with a line here. That line is going to be my foundation line. These 60 now, if I take that 0 away, so 0 to 60 will be there, and then I'm going to do my sides of my foundation, and then I've got 200, which now becomes 20. So there I have that, and then immediately I can darken my foundation as it is there. Right, very quickly I'm going to do that. That's my foundation. Then I will find I've got a wall of 242, which is basically 24.2. So I'm going to leave at 24. Half of my foundation would be 30. There's my 30. And if I have 24 as a wall size, I'm going to go 12 this side and 12 this side. Right? Which gives me the 24. So 12 here and 12 here gives me my 24. And I'm going to draw that line up like that there, creating my wall thickness. That's my wall thickness situated in the middle of my foundation. Then I will find that there's a slab section that come up here, this side here, but before I do that, I will actually create my natural ground level, which I see it's 200 up here. So from the top of my concrete I will have 20, from 200 scale down. I'm going to draw that line like that there, and I'm going to draw that line like that there, and that line I can actually draw dark. And then I see from here to my concrete slab it's 200, right? So another 20 would be here, and this is the inside of my house where I'm going to have that line dark there, right? And my concrete slab is actually 100 here, which is 10. So I'm going to have a 10 measured here, and that will go halfway into my wall, and I have to block that halfway into my wall there, and I'm just going to darken that there. Alright, and now I'm going to have my walls dark around that point up until my concrete slab there. This comes right down onto my concrete slab there. This does not go further, so I'm going to draw a line like that and a line like that and have my continuation symbol there. So that wall continues. I only need this part here. And then preferably if you look at your screed, there's a little screed part, a thin part, that you can make 2 millimeters. So you measure 2 millimeters and you draw a screed section there. There's my screed section. That screed section I'm going to color in with my pencil. That's the hatching for my screed there. Then I'm going to use my dots, firstly for my concrete, with my triangles in there, and my concrete here as well, and my triangles here. Then I'm going to use my 3 lines here, and 3 lines going that way. That's my soil that I have here, or my earth, like that, and I'm going to go this way, 3 lines going that way. That's all I need, right? And then in between here I'm going to have 45 up and 45 down, 45 up like that, and maybe you want to have another one down like that there. That's all I need. And then I'm going to have my hatching for my wall, which is 2 lines packed closely and a gap, 2 lines closely packed, and I maintain that gap here, there, there, and then I'm just going to have 2 more here. That's there. Alright, and then I need to have a labeled as well. So if I'm going to just move my camera down, this is a section, as it states, through a load bearing wall that you are going to print there. And very importantly, you must have the scale in there as well. The scale is very important, and this scale is 1:10. Alright, please put a nice border around the page, learners. Don't forget, a border is very important, so I put a border. I'm just drawing a border roughly, but we're going to draw it neatly. Put a border around the page, and that basically concludes your pat. This is the final drawing. So if you look at it and you remove this drawing, let's put that all together. So you are going to have this drawing, and then on top of that drawing you are going to have your floor plan and your north elevation. Okay. And then you are going to have your design 2 and design 1 there. Then of course you will print out the computerized component, and that computerized component would be part of all of this here. I'll just show you the computerized component. So on top of that would be my pat printed. If you open up the pat, it would have that page indexed, page design brief, and your specifications, constraints, research number 1, and it continues in research 2 and research 3, and you're going to have your bibliography, and you're going to have your final solution with all those writings in there, and your paragraph here which you need to type in. And then that is going to be your school name. Your name will be in there. Here you're going to sign, put the date down, and I will sign at the bottom. And then all of that together, boys and girls, basically would be your pat. additional 100 marks, which is 25%. And then please staple your pad in book format. Right? That would be in book format. So one staple is going to be here, and one staple is going to be there, so that I can page it in book format. I will add the rubrics. Alright, thank you very much.